everyone, welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker. The previous episode is just uploading now in the background to YouTube. So, carry on. We've just finished the Room of Lamash 2. We went backwards and forwards to the little pocket of the First World, and we found a little more about the nymph Nyrissa. And what caused her to be the way she is. On the road. Is it the skeletal salesman? Or a scripted thing? Oh, I've still got that thing on. Not needed anymore. Is this all arsed up now because the order's changed? Oh, that would do. Close enough. More mushrooms, no, nice. Extra roots. I hear coughing. Refugee, sick young man, refugee. Urkhead. A group of travellers carrying bags, satchels and sacks full of all manner of goods and chattels are shuffling their feet on the road in front of you. Two tougher looking men are approaching helping one of the companions stand, propel you through shivering, his face covered in sweat. As you approach, the men turn to you and glare at you, your grace. Who are you? Throws a glance at the small group. Name's Urkhead. These are my companions. We come to the village of Lurvik and travel to Gold in search for protection. This young fellow, what's wrong with him? Oh, Verdun, I mean. Verdun must have eaten something. Then he felt sick, fever and all. In the morning began to cough blood. The rest are with him. We'll make it to the border. We'll find him a healer there. Verdun gives a few deep muffled coughs. The feverish glint in his bloodshot eyes, the glow in his cheeks, the distant look in his face. You've seen this before. This is what an unfortunate servant looks like moments before the monster erupted from his body. There's nothing you can do for Verdun. His signs are like the others afflicted. Any moment a monster might tear its way out of him. Keep your distance. Urkhead pales and looks at the others. Listen up, his voice is hoarse. All back behind the Baroness. Sorry, Virgin, have to think of others as well. Cursed lands, cursed barony. Ah, they're on the run from something.
The path is clear.
Urkhead's hands are shaking, he's turned to face you. His voice raises a shout. Cursed lands, cursed baroness, it's all your fault. Verdun died because of you. We're all going to die because of you. I protect this realm for you. I fight monsters. None here in return is cursing and mewling of cowards. I'm grateful to narrow-minded fools. Very loyal traitor, I'll be dying ditch, Baroness. I won't be able to protect you if you leave for go. Turn back and inside the capital find protection from the beasts. Or at least save those who can still be saved. The wrath on Urka's face gives way to disbelief. Is that so? And it says, sweep us away from your neighbour's sight. He wipes away his tears. It is all the same no matter where we breathe our last. Get away from home in a foreign land, or out into the streets. Let's die in peace. You hear that, lads? We turn back. Anything else? Nope. People are getting tired as well, I've just noticed. Another fallen? Fey magic. That was the problem that had to be done, wasn't it? Okay, that's inside the throne room. So we'll go in there now. Unity. Now let's make sure there's no other. New curse. 200, Jesus Christ. That's good. I guess I can handle all that. Yeah, boosted easy stability, maybe. Anyway, do I? Seven days, that's fine. Oh yeah, rest now. Nope. No talk. Okay. Well, that's chugging a bit. Nazrio, where was that? Okay, that's another problem sorted with. I've already done that one. Done that one already. Okay. You've got to do that one then. You've got to do that one. Bloody problems coming up. Things I've already dealt with in the past as well. days. Glad I did that things before then, get started.
Your Grace, do you have a moment? Keston and I have a matter to discuss with you.
I was just so excited, Jod.
It's about the old prison, the one we were using as a field hospital. Now that the season of bloom has passed, the field hospital is unnecessary. However, the capital would certainly benefit from having a clinic. Right now, those harmed in the attack have nowhere to go to receive medical aid.
In my opinion, Your Grace, our top priority should be securing the safety of the people returning to the city. I believe we should convert the old prison into Guards headquarters.
We've argued in circles on the matter, Your Grace, but it is ultimately your decision anyway. We'll abide by your orders.
It's a clinic.
A wise decision, Your Grace. I'll begin the search for proper healers immediately.
The season of bloom was over. Its invasion of magical beasts stopped. Finally getting a break, it was time for us to restore the capital and count our losses.
Okay. That's House creation spread corruption. Maybe we don't really need that blade, just trying being pawned off Baroness. Where was this? I'll find out soon. Within 80 days. Okay. Let's go and rest. Although, why I didn't rest in those 2 days, I don't know. Oh, the crap.
Holly, I served.
All the shit. Yep. Okay. Oh, it might be useful. That might be useful. Shockwave, so we'll just take them. And then my oldest. Don't think I need any of these. 1 hour plus 3. I'll keep these for now whilst I'm going to settle that crap as well. And Tyler's but I'll grab everything out. Yeah, going to talk to the storyteller. Oh, yeah. So from the depths, these things only. just going to talk to the storyteller, see if there's anything new. Or at the very least, sell all the crap. Oh, okay. Ring of Reckless Courage. Look as a figure part of that. You may think yourself a favourite person while she sits and conspires to trick you. I will impart a remnant of my gift within this ring to me recall its story. It caution you against recklessness, or perhaps inspire it. Choice, of course, is yours. This ring of reckless courage then. +4 to charisma, +4 competence and stealth and trickery, +4 attack rolls, made from critical hits, and +2 DC mind affected spells cast by the wearer. -2 to wisdom, -4 to perception, -2 to resistance to will, -10 to all saving throws against traps. Whenever you get crit, you become confused before rounds. Ow. Ow. I'd have to think about that. I mean, who has charisma? You? No. Anyway, what I'm doing, I'll go through everybody, have a look at what gear they've got, upgrade it if I can. And, oh actually, I'll sell all this stuff first. Yeah, these. Pathfinder. You wish to learn the story of the Cypress Queen. Okay. I recognise to whom this once belonged. I hear laughter and the singing of the forest folk. I wish to learn the story of the Cypress Queen. Okay. Saddled horses neigh and stomp their hooves. They cannot wait to travel to distant lands, search for the legendary treasures of an ancient empire, and for the bravery of the previous owner, how she jumped to adventure and fame. Do you wish to know the path ladder? I certainly do. And listen, I shall recount to you the story of the search for the gemstone cave. Tell me the story of the Cypress Queen. That's level 11. I heard the noise of the capital, merchants shouting, horses neighing, soldiers almost clanking. But all this is far away, from beyond the tall walls of the palace garden. The noise is barely audible through the lush vegetation, but here, in the cool stillness, I can hear two lovers whisper beneath the shadow of an ancient cypress tree. I'm not one of them. I'm just a frail cypress twig. These two cannot be together. She is a queen, and he is a loyal knight. Perhaps too loyal. But the love cannot be kept secret for long. The king ordered the knight executed. The knight managed to slip away to the wilderness of the Nile marches and the Stony Lands. He hid there, away from civilization, with only animals and birds to keep him company. To remember his lost home, he brought a cypress twig with him, planted it in front of his hut. The tree took root, and the knight spent long hours talking to the cypress. Imagine it was his queen. One day, I answered. Since ancient times, these lands have been home to the Fae, so it's little surprise that a dryad would be born within the tree. We became friends. He told me of his homeland and his beloved queen, and the merry life at court, the celebrations, the parades, the tournaments. I wanted so badly to see it with my own eyes. What next? I decided I wanted to be a queen myself, and why not? After all, the Queen Mother gave me my fair share of beauty and magic. The knight taught me all about how to rule a country. One of the eldest, a divine fey creature to find his power, able to reshape the very fabric of the First World on a whim. The most manipulative entity of the First World, often uses instruction to get away. He's of great beauty, typically depicted as tall, with green hair, a combination of elf, dryad, and nymph characteristics. organised a celebration. All the local fae were invited. I had no idea there were so many of my kin in my neighbourhood. Everyone came, shy nymphs, merry satyrs with their reed pipes, tender nixies, leprechauns with their fancy buckled hats and shiny boots. The celebration lasted 3 days, and my guests enjoyed it so much that everyone proclaimed me their queen at the end. I wasn't establishing prisons or taxes or other nasty things in common with human courts, but the social life of my court was vibrant enough to make any human monarch jealous. And then what? The life there was changed a lot over time. The night changed too. After spending so much time around Fae and meditating alone in nature, he became more religious and built a shrine to Resto with his own hands. Rumours spread around the ear of some hermit or saint living in the swamps. Though, to be frank, there wasn't anything saintly about him as far as I could tell. People started coming to meet him. Over time, a small village grew around his shrine, built by people in search for a new life. As word spread of our kingdom in the woods, some people were surprised, or some just smiled knowingly. After all, the idea of a kingdom was familiar to humans, so Fae living in a kingdom made them seem less alien, less strange and scary. So we began living side by side in peace. Sometimes Fae would visit humans just to share a cup of tea. Sometimes there were even unions that resulted in children. Human children were some of the magic of the Fae. Some of those children deserve their own legends, but those are stories for another time. Human monarchs are quite different from their subjects. They have eyes everywhere, their arms are long and their memories longer. As the village grew, news of the location of a disgraced knight made its way to the king. Eventually, a small but heavily armed group of the king's men arrived in the village, demanding the hermit knight leave with them immediately. The villagers, both human and Fae, were ready to fight to defend him, but the knight followed his unwelcome guests voluntarily. He said he wanted to avoid bloodshed, and he was old and longed to see his own homeland, his beloved queen once again, even if it ended with his execution. So the knight was taken away. Everyone grieved for him, myself especially, but as time passed, the pain subsided, as it tends to. Both the village and the Fae kingdom happily lived in peace for many years after. What happened to the knight? Not. The story was not about him. I never saw him again. Perhaps he slipped away from his guards and accomplished a slew of heroic deeds afterwards. Or perhaps his captors executed him on the first day, simply taking the king his head. Maybe he died on the executioner's block, in the state of his youth, gazing once more upon his queen, older now, but as beautiful as ever. Or maybe the city has changed beyond recognition. His queen had died many years ago, and he realized too late that his true home was a village built in the swamps. Maybe the king saw that the pious old man standing before him shared nothing in common with the bold young upstart, and pinged his honour so long before, and thus pardoned him. Alas, alas, we have no way of knowing what really happened. Time spared not even the kingdom where this story started, so your guess here is as good as mine. What happened to the village and the kingdom after that? If your wonder is strong enough, you could visit the Narmarch yourself and ask the locals. I suspect someone there will know what happened next, but this story is about a Fae kingdom. Was established, that story is over. That's the one we went to. Any stories again? I thought this was about a crystal cave. Okay. Oh yeah, gemstone cave. We're happy to trade the whole set of items for this story. Can you hear it calling us? Just hurry. Nice. That's all the Telden stuff there. I hear hooves clattering and wheels creaking. I smell the smoke of campfires. Wind kisses my face gently, and rain washes it with tears on the sky. We're on a road heading north, on our way to the no man's land beyond the edge of the map, which promises a home to those who do not shy away from adventure. Those lands are where we'll find our freedom and prosperity. I'm Jaxian Trestrin from the Tandak Plains, the heart of the great Taldan Empire. My family is old but not rich. My inheritance as the youngest daughter barely covered the horses, cart, and supplies for this trip. Who cares? My real inheritance was a sharp mind and strong hands ready for hard work. My children were no riches that my ancestors could hardly dream of. 1,000 years ago, I was on the Emperor's orders. The 5th Army of Exploration mapped the region around the Great Selen River. Endless miles of plains, hills, woods, and swamps. My ancestor served in this army. His diary mentions a particular cave filled with wondrous gemstones. Floor to ceiling. The army turned back, leaving the gems unclaimed for centuries. And now they'll be mine. Onward. Why did the army leave the gems untouched? It's a real mystery. My ancestor spared no words describing the beauty and riches of the cave. He even described how to find it. He didn't explain why the army left such treasure behind. Maybe the part of the diary was lost? Well, even more interesting then. Maybe we'll get to shed some light on this ancient mystery. What will you do when you find the mine? Is it obvious? I'll claim the land where the cave is located as my own property. Part of the Tolden Empire. Then, if anyone tries to take it from me, we'll have to deal not just with me, but the Imperial Army as well. Why do you think the gems are still there 1,000 years later? Of course, so much time has passed, a lot could have changed. But there were still no big cities in those wildlands to this day. Someone was mining gemstones there. I think we've heard about it by now. Go on. We reached the areas described in my ancestor's diary. The log was from the tiny villages scattered in the area called this region the Camerlands. A strange, eerie place. What we originally took for hills as we passed through turned out to be ancient mounds. You might find the buried bones of unbelievably ancient creatures, even older than Earthfall. That gemstone cave must be around here somewhere. After a long and difficult search, fortune finally smiled on us, albeit a wry, cunning smile. Among the hills we caught a bunch of kobolds, all dressed up like nobles at some celebration. Their filthy, scaly bodies were decorated with shining gemstones, and the leader proudly wore an ancient Tolden knee pad on his head. The interrogation didn't take long. After decapitating one of them, the others almost fell over themselves to tell us where they found the ornaments. The cave proved to be even more gorgeous than I'd imagined, as I read my ancestor's diary. It was a huge hall, shining with gems of all colours and hues. We didn't have any problem evicting the kobolds. Once we killed half their tribe, the others half just fled. Apparently wanting the last word, an old kobold, the chieftain maybe, or a shaman, took his tiny fist at us and yelled a curse. I just laughed and threw a torch at him, and he disappeared. I'd won. Gems of the 5th Army were mine. What did the old kobold yell? He yelled that they would go, or that we would stay forever. What a curse. Oh no, I was already going to claim the lands anyway. We try exploring the mounds. We did. My best scout noticed an obviously artificial entrance into one of the mounds. Being a small team went in to explore it. Several hours later, a dense smoke rushed out of the mound, began to rumble and then exploded. All that remained was a smouldering crater. We didn't risk fooling around with any ancient legacies after that, and later, with enough of our own trouble to worry about. Go on. Inside, we found ancient girders supporting the walls and rusty tools scattered around. There were also graves, several of which had been opened by the kobolds, with pieces of ancient Tolden armor in them. It seems some ancient people had been mining gems here after all. Unfortunately, we had no way to find out what happened to them, so we declared the mine my property and began our own work. A small town quickly grew up around the mine. First it was just locals, and people started travelling from afar: miners, bars, brewers, priests, of course traders of all kinds. Taldor sent a squad of soldiers to guard the new Imperial mine and trade routes as well. My lands prospered. Too bad it didn't last long. It took us less than a year to discover what happened to the mine's previous owners, why it had been abandoned. What did you do to the exhumed remains? We reburied them honourably, then became the first residents of a new small cemetery, which we had to expand considerably not long after. Go on. Things were going great, but then rumour of an epidemic started spreading through the town. I did my best to reassure the locals, but by that time I knew better than anyone that grey stains on the skin, along with nosebleeds, were essentially a death sentence. The mine's previous owners didn't just leave, they died from ash leprosy. The infected when we explored their graves. The best clerics and healers that money could buy all said the same thing. The disease wasn't curable. I still held hope. If I bought enough time, we'd find a cure. The news of the epidemic reached the Imperial Army. They were ordered to quarantine the entire area, and our guardians became our jailers overnight. The settlement was sealed off by a triple cordon of guards. We continued mining gemstones like before, but the traders took advantage of the situation and raised their prices. People were dying. The town lived on as the Empire kept sending a new workforce for us, branded criminals. Thanks to the efforts of our healers, I lived longer than many others. But soon I didn't even dare leave my house. It seemed like a single person in the settlement didn't wish me dead. I died alone, slowly rotting alive, surrounded by treasure beyond measure. A leper queen of a doomed kingdom. My last thought was how funny the kobold's curse had seemed, and how quickly it became true. Tell me more about this disease. Will it cause a new epidemic among my subjects? No, worry not. Ash leprosy may have been incurable in Jaxine's time, but told it was eradicated completely centuries ago. Besides, it is impossible that any trace remains of the leprosarium that surrounded the mine so long ago. What happened to the city after Jaxine died? The mine was inherited by a family. The colony of lepers continued mining great gemstones for many years until the mine was depleted. Once the mine was done, the town slowly died out. Once the last leper died, the Empire sent a group of clerics and wizards to the site. They used prayers and spells to reduce the infected town to safe ashes, collapse the mine entrance to the depleted mine. 1,500 years have passed since then. No one remembers that colony existed anymore. As for the mine, it can probably still be found in the Camlands, but no longer any treasures there to claim. The story inclines his head. Anything now? Okay. Phew, that was a lot of reading. And I've got level ups to do, and to have a look at people's equipment. See what I can upgrade, etc, 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 etc. Oh, this is a lot. I won't need all of this, that's for sure. Copy that. There's spells like that, isn't there? Anything else can be thrown in there? I don't think so. Okay. So I will pause this here and come back once I've done the level up and re-equipped everybody. Sit tight. Okay, welcome back. I know it took a long time. I sold loads and loads of stuff to Judd as well. But most of the stuff in here is now just sold. Now have 400,000 gold. I think I got like
Let's head out.
200,000 out of that sale. So yeah, put everyone up to level 11. Okay, community load you up, that's good. The hospital. Okay, what stats do we have? Mine could go doing up. Need the arcane up. And then economy. Okay, what events do I have? Opportunity. That's an opportunity. Four days. Oh, let's take a step. Yes. So. Regent, Warden. Oh no, I want to do his story, don't I? Do his story first. Then I can come on and do that. So let's go and do that. Let's have a look outside first though. Main square. See what the damage is for that attack. Even though it's been a couple of days after the attack. I went to the room of Maishtu and came back a couple of days after that as well. That took a long time to load in. Everything seems okay. Nothing new. Why don't you explain why you stared at me like that? Oh, uncle, are you going to change that old arm? Oh, it was Diva. She was in the fight. The magic beast crumpled it so badly, it makes me cry to look at it. Oh, you still have a lot to learn. If only you knew how many times you saved my life at that battle. Greetings, Grace. Have a great shift. Delia. Okay, nothing new there. Christian. Nothing new. Evan was up here somewhere, wasn't he? Still don't understand, how do you manage to break the anvil with your bare hands? Can't stop thinking about it either. Maybe it's a sign from above. If so, what does that mean? Has Torog admitted defeat and turned his back on the fortress to grow to extend his hand to take what's his before it's time? Keep straining to hear the answer, but to no avail. I'm sure that happened for a reason. Someday I'll understand how it happened and why. Someday. Anything here for these two? Lost. Read your article about Baroness Shelby flattered. That was entirely fell into my work, so then the writer's absolute truth. Never intend to satisfy egos. Looks like you over slashes. In case you're wondering, yes, I'm impressed with what you've done. Nice. Come back to see me when we run out of clever ideas again. Knock knock is over here. One of Knock-Knock's ears poke up at your approach. He focuses you a single eye and waits. I don't know more about you. Knock-Knock smiles. Come to the right place. He jabs his thumb into his own chest, then narrows his eyes at you suspiciously. Depends on what you knowing you want. How'd you get the name, Knock-Knock? Looks sheepish, then his eyes narrow as if remembering. Sound when others hit my head with sticks and rocks and boards. Make knocking noise. Give me lumps. Usually hit me 2 times. He rubs his skull, which now resembles a tiny cluster of knobbly calloused hills. Then gives a feral grin. I show them the hero. I knock them. From pain comes strength. He shakes his head. No, mostly hurt. Then stop hurting after a while. Barely feel it. That's what never mind. Try hitting me, giving me name. Knock makes face. You think. It's hard to tell. It's Knock's fault though. Mom not raised Knock in cage. Let him run around getting adventures. Who was your mother? Shrugs. Not know. One day he realised I'm wandering around. Go find other goblins. Then he wraps his head twice. Knock. What do you mean you were not raised in a cage? He nods and gives you a piteous look. You long shanks raise your short shanks bad. Goblins raise right. Keep children in cages to bigger. Smart way to raise kids. Not wail and crying as put spiders in cage or snakes. Is your village? He frowns then lights up. The village. An expression breaks in his eyes. Wistfully, yeah. Smell like toads. These eat bad goblins. Children kept in cages. All it should be. His face lights up again. At least not see Chief again. Thank God. Bad goblins. Blinks with his right eye, then with his left one. Well, ask. Why do you mangle words? He peers at you and shakes his head slowly. Not those, you long shanks and half shanks. Are drunk with words, used too many. Like a cloud of flies out from your mouth. Will that noise make it hard to listen to you? See, hear you, raises a hand and flaps it, pantomime talking. Me, Baroness, Greek work. Ask, words, more words than boring words. Hand slowly, then dips to make snoring noises. And me now asleep. Not your fault. Knock gives you a pitying look as he tucks his hand away. Knock help if you can. But if you will not talk right. Long shanks and half shanks, then goblins half-headed, no brain. And you the half-heads, drink too many words, then vomit them out. Don't tell that half-shank, Lindsay. Are the other goblins speak common better than you? Other goblins? He glares at you, then raises his nose, then pinches it, as if smelling something foul. Other tribes, they put on big show, add extra words, waste everyone's time. He moves his fingers from his nose and shakes his head, then gives a sinister grin, as if about to tell a ghost story. Let's talk about something else. What will you do now? He looks at you, then frowns, as if sizing you up. Be a hero. Knock teach you, you teach Knock. Gives a grin and then he splits his face. You see, yes? Good. Nice talking to you, Knock. Right. We've got to do Ekun's thing, haven't we? That's still the same poem? It is. So, who can I leave behind? Him. And bring Ekun. Got midnight. Okay. See what Ekun's party is all about. And how the tavern keeper fancies him. Let's fill up my water. Okay. What's that thing on Knock's? Bewildering injury. Where's this party at? Over here with this lot? Yep. So we've got 2 doggos now. The 31. 31. Elena, that's who it was. But I have to go the way. Yeah. That's not too bad. Excuse me. There you are. Ekun, old friend. Speak of the devil. So, Ekun's face freezes in surprise, stares at Natalia and Elena silently for a few minutes, completely still. Finally, Ekun turns a quizzical look to you. Wanted to have a picnic for a long time. Join us. Blowing Ekun's arm, Elena leads them to the table for food. Please come here, Ekun. Don't mind if I call you Ekun. Target fixes her head and notices a tattoo of a stinging wasp on her wrist. Following the couple with the long stare, Target says quietly, please come to me whenever everyone's busy eating and drinking. I would like to talk to you. 9 hours. That's a long party. Not everyone's here, not just the party. Okay, that's good. Got both the sisters there. A 5 Pathfinder's party stands silently in the darkness corner and watch friends and strangers dancing and having fun. That's Kaliki. What about Canera? Why celebrate in this backwater when we have the whole castle at disposal? Ugh. Yeah, I'm with you, love. Join me, this food is good. Thank you for the invitation. So I'm saying. No grace. Dying of boredom. You're already dead. Was not Noctane. Bad party. Short on food. Living in death and consciousness and alcoholic lethargy. They're not all the same. Great celebration. It's nice to see smiling faces all around and to forget our troubles for a while.
Tread lightly.
What's Lindsay saying? Hundreds of fingers over a string to technique. That'd be a wonderful idea, Lindsay. Glad you liked it. I hope the others are happy too, especially Ekun. Isn't it hard to play and talk at the same time? It's bad for practice. That was perfect time for one of your performances. Are you sure? Have you had time to talk to everyone? Come to visit. No, give me a little more time. Okay. And go to your health. By the way, if you're looking to go off the feast in our place, a very peculiar menu. Only ever once. That's a wonderful idea. Come now, why didn't you tell us about it sooner? I had baked a pie. Yes. You got acquainted very suddenly. That's right. When we met for the first time, I had to speak to him. Interruptions be damned. What was I supposed to do? I haven't seen Ekun for such a long time. I was so surprised to hear about him. To know you better. Where are you from? On Tambu, far from here. Never liked that city. I left it years ago. I haven't been back since. I remember leaving it vividly. Little towers covered with bright mosaics dot the horizon, while I hid in the bushes of sugarcane on a rumbling cart, drawn by a lame old donkey. How did you meet Ekun? We guarded the caravan together. At first I couldn't stand him. I took his silence or arrogance. And then a sandstorm forced us to spend a week in a tiny village. We drank everything the only inn had to offer and got to know each other better. Didn't you say before that he doesn't like taverns? She grinned, staring off the distance. He behaved somewhat differently when he was young. Curious story. As old as the world. Ekun never mentioned you. You don't say. It can't be. She looks at you with a smirk. He's usually so talkative. Keeps talking about himself, his past, his dreams, his plans. A couple of jokes here and there. Curiouster too. It's Calistria. Her grace is very observant. She runs a figure of the image. That too is a tribute to tradition, symbolized transition from unconscious dogmatic conformity to mindfulness and self-awareness. That's an evasive answer. Probably never get used to straightforwardness of the citizens of the River Kingdoms. Wasp is a sacred animal of Calistria. I'm one of the followers. Save us, yeah. You can read that if you pause. What did you want to talk about? I want to ask a favour. You see, Elena the innkeeper treats me coldly. I have no reason why. Yesterday, for instance, she argued with me before changing the sheets in my room. Today, she refuses to pour me a glass of wine, so I was thinking she wouldn't refuse if the Baroness herself asked for a bottle of wine. Why do you need a bottle of wine? Well, after a soft and musical, a strange question. Really, why would I need a bottle of wine at a party? I'll think about it. Thank you. Still, why do you need a bottle of wine? Well, I wanted to steal Ekun for a moment, to walk and talk with him eye to eye. I've known him a long time. He definitely needs someone to talk to. Arrange a reach with a curt nod. Grace must want to talk to Ekun. I've got to make sure everyone has enough to drink. Ekun looks at Alina's bag, turns to you and fixes on one of his belt bags. Got any plan to bring a hunter to a feast, or him to hunt? You know, Lindsay, shows a creative mind. Elena told me, thank you. Drink with me? He looks uncertain at the offered glass. Elena's wine is quite good, it's your choice though. Silent for a moment, then pours himself some wine, tastes it, and his face relaxes. Not bad. I hope we didn't do more harm than good, or at least having fun. He chuckles and nods. It's good to be amongst friends and trees, I bet it's still not holding a bow. I find it interesting to look at faces, listen to what they say to each other. I missed it. How are you? Life goes on, whether we wish it or not. I'm silent. I'm still thinking about them. I wake up with the first rays of sun. I see the faces of my family. Fire turns to ashes. Midday turns to midnight. And when the stars are shining, I still think of them. Some days bitterness and rage fill me. I drive them away. Other days I feel a smile on my face, and I pull myself. Only hunting numbs my feelings. The farther I follow the trail, the darker the woods are, the harder it is to find my way back. Don't submit to despair. No. Only you can decide what path is right for you. I believe you'll make the correct choice. He looks down for a long silence and speaks. Your eyes look deep, sometimes too deep, thank you. I see Elena is trying very hard to please you. It's the lady of your house, there's a responsibility. Does it not ruin your fun? Waiting for a smile spreads on his face. This is very much of her, all at once. However, she is a good woman. I think this is more than a sense of obligation. I thought about it, time will tell. Why did you not tell me about Natavi? Why? Why did you meet her? Tried a caravan, she talked a lot. I thought she must be in love with her own voice. He winces. Over time we walked many roads together. I learned she had a steady eye and a strong hand. And then Desert taught her to close her mouth. And gets in. He smiles slightly, but his eyes are joyful. Why did you stop talking? He rubs the back of his head and smirks. Amanda said, Caravan's here. We go to the tavern again. Natavi's a bad influence. Then Natavi started coming less and less. Are you close? Looks at the grass beneath his feet. There's fire and wind. Let's see. I'm gonna get something to eat. I don't know if I fucked up his story then by choosing certain things. Thank you for organising such a wonderful party. A pleasure. I'm happy that everything turned out this way as well. Besides, entertaining a man so she can die is a pleasure. She goes to cover her mouth with a handkerchief. Ekun pretends not to hear. Well, I'm going to check on the others. Time for one of your performances. Yep, begin. your attention. My friends, let's raise our glasses, celebrate our adventures, and that we have others to share them with. Let's also thank Elena for a generous feast. The evening was wonderful. She bows, turning red. Now I'd like to play something special for you. I haven't composed anything for a while, but this is a special occasion. Striking a theatrical pose, Lindsay begins to play. Music starts flowing. Lindsay's performance isn't perfect, but it's deep and emotional. One cadence follows another, music echoing among the trees. Suddenly you notice Ekun is standing much closer than you thought. You realise he's slowly moving close to you, fidgeting from foot to foot, trying not to look at anyone. At the same time, Elena is trying to lean closer and closer to Ekun, trying to touch your shoulder. Noticing your look, she gives you a sharp look. Ekun, my friend, you cried me so. Turning resolutely, Ekun whispers an apology and moves towards Elena. She grabs Ekun by the arm, looking at you gratefully. Finally, Lindsay strikes the final chord and the sound fades. Pleased with the performance, Lindsay receives well-deserved applause. Tarby's not going to be happy, I don't think. Looks at you, tilting head to the side. And Wolf is standing nearby, wags his tail and approaches Ekun. Just look at that, Ekun. He seems so loyal. You have to give him a name. You do. You've been together for so long. Been through so much together. Tarby shakes her head. Her heart wants what it wants. Why would one fake affection when there was none? I think he deserves a name. Looking at the dog and thinking for a moment, Ekun's... Oh, sorry. His name was Okbo. Nia looks at Ekun and seems to forget the whole world for a moment. That's better. Wonderful and imposing name, well chosen. By the way, friends, not to sound too mundane, I'm quite tired. I will get to the city. Maybe it's time we pack up. That's a small kind of interlude and story, I guess. Okay, how long have I been recording now? 58 minutes. Well, I didn't really do much. Didn't do any of this at all. All I did was do Ekun's story. So, might as well call the episode here. Thank you for watching all. Next episode, we'll do Kingdom Affairs. Until then, enjoy yourself, have a laugh, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye everyone.